That's the old ordering process. I'm sure you have all experienced this at least once in your life. You are at the restaurant, you have to wait for the waiter, you have to raise your hand because he or she can't see you. That's not a good experience, but that's normal because the waiters can't be everywhere. I mean, otherwise you would have to hire more waiters, but that would not be possible. But then, even if the waiter have your order on paper, he or she has to go to the kitchen, then to the bar, to send the information and maybe have two papers. It's a mess. And all of this is very time-consuming for you, for the waiters, for the personnel, but also for your guests. That's not a good experience. But Odoo has a solution. We propose you the self-ordering feature, just because clients can do that themselves, and they like to do so. They have the power. They can directly order in the minute if they want just to drink a glass of water, for example, or they can wait for 1 hour, have a very long Aperol spritz, and decide at a certain time to have the food. They decide. They can order at the tables, and they can even pay on their mobile if you want. Everything is customizable. In this talk, we will show you a lot of nice features about the self-ordering. Of course, that's completely fine if you will not use everything, because depending on your establishment, that could be different. So we try to just, I know it's rough, but to roughly sum up and categorize the Horeca industry, just to put the main points of what could be interesting for you. First, the fast food. Let's say the establishments that have to deliver a lot of orders in a very short amount of time. Just one example, Odoo experience today. And, for example, the kiosk would be very useful. You can experience that right now and these following days at the Odoo experience. It's very fast. You order, you have your ticket, you can have your drinks. That's a nice experience. And then you have the preparation display that you can also see in the Odoo experience today, because these are the screens that you can see if your order is available or not. But also the preparation display for the team. So if you go to the bar after this talk, you can see just behind the bar our teams to prepare the drinks have a little screen so that they can know what they have to prepare for you. Then we have the mid-market restaurants. Let's say most of the restaurants that we know. I'm sure that in more than 80% of these restaurants, they have a paper menu. That was the logic before. But paper is nice, even if this is the best paper in the restaurants. But if you have to change your products during the year, for example, if you have seasonal meals, that's a mess because you have to reprint all your products. Here with Odoo, as soon as you create one product in your point of sale, it can become available in the self-ordering process. No need to reprint your map. You manage your menu interactively. And then product selections, what I mean is, and I will show you with a live demo in a very short amount of time, for example, maybe expensive wine that you would have, maybe you do not want to let your customers order it themselves because that's quite a specific product. That's completely fine. You can remove a product from the self-ordering process, but still be able to point it on the point of sale. We will see that just after. And then we have on the opposite, let's say the premium restaurants out of the box that, for example, do not want to let the customers order. That's not a problem because in Odoo, in the self-ordering, you can have, let's say, different access. Either you can just show the menu to have an interactive menu and not let the guests order, or you can switch a step further and have the ordering process, and you can go to the full potential and have also the payment on the mobile. So this is customizable. And then we have also a very nice design. Maybe you saw it already with Fabien at the keynote this morning. We completely revamped the design. Design. That's one of the main things we improved in Odoo. The layout has been completely revamped. As you can see, both on the smartphone, if you scan, you can try it at the tables in the Odoo experience. You can scan it with a tablet as well, but also on the kiosk that you can use as well. And now, you can now change the colors of your self-ordering process in just one click. So in one click, all the pages, either that it is the home page when you scan the QR code, when you see all the products, when you have to decide for the size, like you can see here, everything, all the colors will be changed in just one click. Isn't it easy? But I think that you prefer some demos, so let's show it live. I will simulate my smartphone. So let's say that I scan my QR code, and that's what I have. I can simply click on Order Now, let it indicates. And let's say I want to take it out. Do you see how clear it is? I can have my categories. Here I only put 2 categories. I could have a lot of them. I could have subcategories. I have my nice pictures in PNG. It's maybe a small detail, but for the design, it makes a lot of things. I have my prices. Let's talk about prices just after in the presets. But it's very nice. And for example, if I take pasta for formaggi, you have size to decide. So it's very interactive. The design has been completely revamped. You see the PNG pictures, it's better than with a white background. It's so smooth. Let's just discard this one. The presets, don't worry, we will focus on that just after. But then I can show you also the kiosk. So here, it will be quite the same, but a little bit different, because on the kiosk, as it's a bigger screen, the development team put a design so that it adapts to the bigger screen of a kiosk. Let's just click on it. I can have dine-in, take-out. For example, I can click on takeout, and you see all the products, the image, the sizes of the pictures will adapt automatically. But to ensure that I'm not lying, I will show you here again my smartphone. Here in my case, like you can see, yeah, it's an iPhone 14, but now I know that we are almost at the iPhone 17. Maybe some of you will already buy it. Let's do a takeout. Okay. Fabien, I think, already show it this morning, but let's show it together. In the responsive, you can see that even if you have a big tablet, an iPad Pro, a desktop, it will adapt to every device, everyone. So no guest could have a bad experience. Let's get back to our iPhone 14 for the rest of the demo. Okay. Now, presets. In the next talk at 3 p.m., if you want to stay in this auditorium 2000, we will deeply focus on presets, another new feature of Odoo 19. What I can tell you is that in a very short time, you can create some presets. The most used are, as you can see, dine-in, takeaway, delivery. You could create more. And thanks to these presets, you can customize your prices, your tax. You can have the schedule or not, etc. We will see that at 3 p.m. But what I want to say is that each of these presets, you can decide to enable them or not in the self-ordering process. That's just done with this small box available inside that you can tick or not. In just 1 second, I can remove one preset. Maybe you say, okay, but what is used? For example, if you have a Christmas period where you do not want to do takeout because you want to focus on the inside experience of your guest, and you have a lot of guests for special events, you just click on it and it will disappear and you can put it back. As well, we can decide where you serve the clients depending on the presets. Everything is customizable. And that's very useful because even if it is a small detail, for example, as you can see on the left on my smartphone, I decided to let the presets dine-in, takeout, and delivery. I could have put more. But on the kiosk, I decided to only put dine-in and takeout. Maybe it's a small detail, but if this is a kiosk, it means that you are at the restaurant. There is no point to put the delivery option if the guests are there. They will put the takeout, but they will not use the delivery. It's a small detail, but for the user experience, it means a lot of things. Again, I think that best is that I show you live right now. So let's go back to my smartphone. As I showed just before, you can have different presets. What if I show you in just less than 1 minute, I can remove my preset. I go in my configuration. I have my presets. I could create a lot of more. And at a certain period of the year, I do not want to have my delivery available now. I just click here. I save. I go back in my screen. Let's say I refresh my phone. In just less than 1 minute, I can deactivate or activate my presets. It's the same for the activation. And what is nice is that you can prepare your preset, for example, a long of time in advance, and just have one click when you are sure you are ready. So everything is prepared. I'm not losing any configuration. I can just click on Save again, save it, refresh my page, and boom, I can have my delivery again in less than 1 minute. You see how easy and smooth it is. Now, let's get back to the kiosk. I want to do an order. Basically, I'm in front of my kiosk. I touch the screen. Okay, I want to dine in. I would like maybe to take some bacon burger. Okay. I would like to take another burger. I would put the Sprymont one with very nice meat and grilled vegetables. Okay, nice. And I will put a milkshake. And I want you to remember this price, just so that you can see just after. €3.60. Okay? Let's check out. Okay, I can review. I can have a second milkshake if I want. But no, let's put one so that you can remember this price. €3.60. I have to order, and you know, in this famous fast food industry, you have this table tracker that you can put. Okay, I have the number 10. Let's put number 10 and order. Instantly, you have this sound that you can know that in the preparation display it has been sent, but we will see that just after. What I want to show you here, it's all about presets. My girlfriend is jealous, and she just texted me that she would like also a milkshake for takeout. So let's do a takeout now. Do you see the price of the milkshake? €3. Why? Because on my preset takeout, I decided to have a 10% price list discount on my preset. Of course, here I made it very easy for the demo, but you can have price lists, for example, by categories. You can have very complex formulas like -€1 and the rounding, blah, blah, blah. Here's the point. I want to show that instantly you have the same products, the same level of stocks, and instantly the prices are changing. And also the taxes, but that we will see that in the next talk about the presets. Let's take this milkshake so that you can see that it's indeed €3. And here, because I choose my takeout, of course it's not inside, I do not have a table tracker, I have to put my name to identify my order and to choose my time as well. Let's say that we want to order for 3 p.m. My name is Guillaume, and I put my email address. Oh, there is a bug. No, it's not a bug. Just something to avoid your guest to make mistake. Again, Odoo thinks about a lot of things. You know, I cannot select because I put a fake mail address so that it will avoid your guest to make some mistake. But as soon as I will put the .be, I can continue and continue with my order. You heard it sounds? It's sent already to the preparation display. Ordering process. All these features are very nice. And of course, for your customers to be able to scan your QR codes, you have to print them. Again, Odoo made it easy for you. You just have to go in the configuration and you have the possibility to either export an Excel sheet with the table numbers and the links with the QR URLs directly linked to the table, or you can also just print the QR codes on paper and then put them in the plastic sheet, for example. But most of that, Odoo gives you your free QR codes. I'm not lying because Fabien, so boss, said it this morning, so you can say that I'm not lying, and it's so easy. And I'm sure that even in the latest version of the 18, we put that live like a few months ago or maybe 1 month ago. So some of you maybe experienced that already. You can click on Get Your QR Code. You will have to fill in basic information, your name, the company, the logo. You will have the possibility to put metal, wood, whatever, and you will receive your QR codes. Just need to put them on the tables and you are ready for this self-ordering experience. In the same logic, also in the ordering process, in the same logic that you can decide to display or not a specific preset in the self-ordering process, you can also decide which products you want to display in the self-order display. That was what I was explaining just before. For example, an expensive wine like this famous bottle Petrus, €500 the bottle, maybe in this case you do not want to let your guests order it themselves. Depending on your case, caviar, for example, maybe you will not put it neither. That's possible, and again, so easy, in just one click. Available in self-order, you tick the box or not, and it will disappear or appear in the self-ordering process. We will see that just after. Of course, you can do that individually on each product, and I can reassure you, you can also do that via imports if you want to do this massively. Then, not only the layout has changed, but the whole ordering process. It's so much user-friendly. Look at this. If I click on pasta for formaggi, for example, if I have extra to choose, I'm just in front of my screen. I cannot miss that. I'm just, in fact, I have to select my extra. Then, when I want to review my orders, I can add products, delete them. I can still see what extras I added. So I have everything in mind to complete my order. And then, of course, depending on the preset you chose, you have to fill in the time. Here it was takeout, so the time, the name, and my email address. And then, as soon as you complete this process, you will have a confirmation message that you can go to the counter and pay. I could, of course, I've gone a step further and put the mobile payment as well, but I will have to have a payment provider. And what is nice also, because what I want to show you is that all of this is very interesting for your guests, for their experience, but it's also nice for you, because internally you have all this information live in the preparation display. You remember when you hear the sound, instantly you receive the information in the prep display. You know that it's for takeout, it's for Thomas at 1 p.m. and 20. You know what you have to prepare. That's so easy. But I think that the best is that I show you that live. Okay, let's take my database. And I want to show you something. Okay, let's go in the takeout. In the drinks, do you see my Petrus bottle? Not. That's completely fine. Let's go back in my point of sale, in my database. You can see that my session is not closed, so I can do that even if my session is open. Again, I go in the products very intuitively. I go to my Petrus bottle, 500 euros, quite expensive. I go in my point of sale, and indeed, my box is not checked. I can just check it, save it. And now, the next client, if I refresh, the next client that wants to order my Petrus bottle, if I click here, will be able to do so. You see, 30 seconds that takes me, even if the POS station is open. So even when your waiters are working, you can change your database. Of course, you cannot change everything, the level of stock and all this stuff, but you could, for example, add a product that you forgot to add. This is very interesting. And I want to show you as well that you may be wondering why this Petrus bottle is 450 euros, just because of the price list. Automatically, the price will adapt, etc., based on the preset. So you just add the product, and the rest will follow. And what I want to show you also is, for example, let's order this Petrus bottle. I offer them tonight. Let's order it. I took takeout, so I have to put my name. Let's put it at 3 p.m. But no, let's do something better. As you can see now, if you see the dates, I can order in the futures. I can order in the future. For example, if I know that I will have a big event at 8 p.m. on Saturday, I put my name and I can order for the future. You heard it sound? Even if you close your point of sale session. So you can close your point of sale session every day, but still be able for your guests to order for the future. And what I want to show you also is the prep display. So as you can see, indeed, here, my orders appear in my preparation display. As we are at the end of this talk, I'm wondering if you want to continue with the old ordering process, or you could jump into the new solution proposed by Odoo with the self-ordering. You can go step by step, just show the menu, put some, just the ordering process without the payment. You can customize, but at least whatever you choose, the user experience will be improved. Then, if you opt, of course, for the smooth ordering process, it's so easy for you to let it go. And I have a surprise for you in just 1 minute. And what is also nice for the guest is nice for you, because you have all the information that you need instantly on the preparation display. And to show that, I let you scan the QR code, and either that you can continue to scan and use some questions, or you can try right now the new self-ordering process of Odoo 19. And in the meantime that you are trying this experience, I propose that we can continue with the questions and check what questions you asked. And then we will see after your orders. I hope, because that was a bet. I hope that with new Odoo 19 database that I did it just 1 hour ago, I hope that the surprise will be nice. Let's start with the questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Guillaume. So we do have a few questions. So the first one, could you show where to change the colors of the self-order?
Okay, let's do that. So I can put the QR code after if you want. Oops. I can go in my company, in my settings, and I can put my colors here. I can save. And instantly it's changed. And you can see not only the home page, all the pages. Of course, I put a light blue. I could have put a purple, for example, but everything is changed.
Okay,
Thanks.
Thank you. What if I did a mistake in my self-order and want to cancel it?
Okay, let's see if we have an order. Okay, we have the table 10. For example, I put my table 10. Let's say I was the client. I order. Directly, I receive this order. You can see that the table is waiting since 10 minutes. And of course, if the people left or didn't pay, I want to cancel it. I go back in my point of sales. Oops, continue selling. And orders. Table tracker 10. Here's my order. I want to cancel it. Okay, because the clients are not there anymore. You see instantly, less than 1 second, you can see that the kitchen and the bar maybe do not have to prepare this anymore.
Okay, thank you. Will it not be a mess if the prep display, if we see all the current and future orders?
No, because developers, honestly, I want to thank them because they made an amazing job like during this last couple of months. And they have the possibility, we have the possibility to filter. So just on the left here, in the prep display, you can click on it and you will be able to select by time, of course, here, all, or if I just want to see my orders from today and not carry about all the other orders, I can. But that's also nice in the other way, because I was thinking that just before. If you only want to see the order for the next day, for example, if you saw that some people ordered maybe 20 burgers, you know that maybe you will not have enough in stock. And so that's nice also to be able to filter. And you could also filter for the food and for the drinks as well.
Okay, thank you. Another question, is it possible to hide the get the QR code button?
I do not hear it.
Okay, is it possible to hide the get the QR code button if it doesn't seem to be a good idea to give access to this button for a regular waiter?
Okay, nice. I spoke with Fabien just last week about that, and normally it should be fixed. Let me show you my database, where it is here. Indeed, you are right. So this button, in 1, 2, 3 weeks, let's say, the developer will put an update, and as soon as you will order the QR codes, it will disappear. So as soon as you will click once on it, the button will disappear.
Is it possible for a customer to add a note to an order?
Yes, of course. What you could do is you could use attributes. For example, what I put, it was fixed attributes like grilled vegetables. If I show it again, just to make it clear, I think that I have it in my pasta. No, not my pasta. Here. For example, here I put fixed attributes and variants, but I could put an attribute, what we called free text, in which you could put a note.
Okay, maybe one last question.
Maybe one last, yeah.
What if everyone order at the same time and my kitchen can't manage such volume?
Yeah, indeed. We had discussions since with a lot of restaurants. I mean, that's up to you, because of course, if you want to activate this option, that's up to you to know if you have the waiters available. I mean, the waiters in the kitchen, the people, enough people in the kitchen. But what I would suggest, and I always suggest that with my restaurants, because I implement restaurants, is first to start with the QR code, just to put the menu visible, so that you can see directly when you are in the tables if the people are scanning or not, to see if a lot of people will take it or not. And then what I could suggest is maybe you can put it at some tables only for the ordering process. And then at the end, if you see that you can manage and you are okay with that, you put it on all the tables.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Guillaume.
Thank you. Now, just before I finish, we can see if my bet was okay or not. That's the stress time. Boom, that's all of your orders. Instantly, you get all the orders. You see, even when we are a lot of people with maybe small Wi-Fi connection, because that takes a lot of time to load, you know, maybe you can see your name. We have Bernard, we have Karim, Andrea, a lot of people. We have Yves, Thomas, Caroline. You can go back, okay? And once the order is done, you can just make them disappear. Yeah, we quite a lot of people. Thank you for make it. Yes, I think we have a lot of people and someone who orders quite a lot of stuff. Nice, yeah, very nice. Thank you. So you tried the new self-ordering process for the first time, and I hope that based on that, you will just at least try the new way to let your guests self-order with Odoo 19. Thank you.